painting for me is joyful, but I'm not, especially as I've gotten older, I'm not afraid of my deeper dark side. I like to explore that. I think that's healthy.
Susan Manders once stated, "I love what I do. Painting energizes me and at the same time is meditative. I have painted and taught art classes in my studio, the Art Experience, for 40 years. So by now, it is impossible to separate Manders the artist from Manders the teacher." Hi, everyone, and happy 2026. This is Whitney Rosenson Sinkoff, President and owner of Art Dimensions, your one stop shop for contemporary art leasing and sales. And this is Beyond the Palette. So, welcome. Today, I am so excited to be chatting with Susan Manders, an American contemporary artist who has painted and been an art teacher for 40 years. A Los Angeles native, Susan's artistic vocabulary comes from the Los Angeles multicultural lifestyles like paparazzi, Hollywood, fashionistas, celebrities, nightlife, beaches, and more. Her bold and colorful art can also be quite provocative. Susan has studied in the US, Mexico, and Europe, where she was invited to the Royal College of Arts in London. Her paintings and limited edition prints are represented in fine art collections internationally and are archived by the National Museum of Women in the Arts in Washington, D.C. I am so excited to learn more about her as an artist, and I did take one of her painting classes, but I still want to learn more about her as a teacher. Listeners, I think you will love this interview, so let's dive in. Hi, Susan. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to talk with me today.
Of course, I thought this would be fun.
It will be fun. Okay. Did you always want to be an artist?
The short answer is yes. I didn't know that that's what I wanted to be, but I would say that my mind works creatively all the time. I learn visually. So I didn't know I always enjoyed since I was a little kid drawing and painting. And my mother was also an artist. So, she was very encouraging, though they didn't have art in school or anything like that, but it was just something I did for fun. And I thought everybody did that kind of stuff. And so,
It was sort of like ingrained in you.
yeah, it's ingrained. Yeah.
Cool. Who are some of your greatest influences?
There's too many to even
List, yeah.
list. I'm a big believer in going to the museums and getting a chance to have history talk to me by looking at the paintings. And one really wonderful example is every time I go to New York, I go into the room at the Metropolitan Art Museum and I
Sure.
go into the Rembrandt room and nobody is in there. I'm in there all by myself and I can go look there's no guards looking either. So I have a chance to have a conversation with Rembrandt and I look at his paintings and I can see the brushstrokes and I feel like he's like looking over my shoulder and giving me little ideas and way to look at dark and light and value, all the things. These people are all your teachers if you allow them into your life. Yeah.
That's a great point. That's a great point for artists to hear, or just people who are interested in the arts.
Yeah.
Now, why painting for you rather than another medium like sculpting or photography? Why painting?
I've dabbled in everything. I've done a lot of sculpting with clay, that kind of thing. I've done printmaking, you name it. I've had my hands in it because, like, to me, everything is painting. Even when I was doing pottery, to me, it was painting. It was putting on the glazes and all that. That's just painting. And it's organic. Working with oils is organic. Working with clay is organic. It's from the earth. So I don't know. To
It's
me,
all related.
it's all related.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So what are your favorite materials to work with and why? You've just mentioned of many, but
There's hardly a material I don't like. I have to control myself.
okay.
Uh, of course, I love oil paints. I love acrylics. I love canvas and paper and I just love art supplies in general. It's my happy place going into an art store and looking at all the art products and seeing the possibilities, even if I didn't think of it before I went there. I use different things that just appeal to me. If I see an ink in a certain color that I really like, I'll buy it and see how I can pull it into a painting I'm working on. So it's all random. I use pastels. I use, just you name
Everything.
it. There isn't an art material that I don't like.
I love that. So your paintings are mixed media.
Some of them, I start a lot of them in acrylic. I kind of work out my idea, and then I go back into it with oils because I feel like I can really blend the colors, and it's more organic. It's the oil paint, it comes from the earth, so it just moves me. Where acrylic is kind of flat to me. You can make it look like oil. I know the techniques to do that, but so I like to interchange, use them both. Some of my paintings are all acrylic also, so. But sometimes I throw in glitter and, whatever
Oh,
I have around. Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
I love that. Now, let's talk about painter's block for a minute. Do you ever get painter's block?
I don't call it that. I just call it a pause.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's more positive.
Yeah, sometimes I just need a pause, just to kind of reboot and take some time to relax. And relaxing for me is painting, but there's times when, I need a little break. It's just like with kids, you need a little break from them sometimes, even though you love them dearly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So that's how you deal with if you're needing a pause, then you just take one.
yeah. I'm a grown up. I can do whatever I want.
Yes.
I'm the boss of me.
I love that. What are you up to these days in your studio?
I'm painting, I'm creating, I'm playing, I'm teaching. Part of the teaching part is fun because it allows me to interact with people and share what I love. And it's exciting for me to see somebody get ignited and fall in love with it. The teaching is tangential more to my art. My art is really my life. Yeah.
But you've been teaching for 40 years, is that?
I have.
Wow.
It's been such a wonderful blessing for me because since I was very young, my son grew up in my studio with me. And so it was a large studio and I had room for him to do his homework and things like that. So it was really like a second home. It gave me the opportunity to work very large and expansive. And teaching also opens up my mind to other possibilities. It's interesting, like just the physical being of teaching unconsciously or whatever kind of opens up
New energy or something.
new energy and yeah, it kind of goes back and forth. I give them energy, they can give me energy also. And then they leave and I have the studio back to myself again and I could have the canvases lined up and, just play till whenever I wanted to.
Do
So
you work on more than one painting at a time?
yes, I do. I find one painting need to take a pause from for a while, so I'll start another one, and that one will some doing that interaction with another painting will get me away from being so close to the other one, and then I come back to the other one with fresher and with like crisper ideas that I want to add to it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, the themes of your paintings, I mentioned in the intro, fashionistas, Hollywood, paparazzi. Tell me about that. What draws you to that?
Well, I like glitter. Like I like sparkly things. That's kind of the fun part of my paintings is not the dark side. And of course, we all have a dark side to us and a happy side. So I don't like to cover up my dark side either. A lot of people have commented and said that underneath all the joy and the parties and whatever, there's more to say underneath. There's a seriousness of how people feel when they go to a party, self-consciousness, and like, did I say the right thing? All the things that everybody feels, but
They don't express.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But do you feel that when you look at your paintings? I mean, I obviously you do, people do.
Some people see
Yeah.
that. I mean, I've had critics look at them and say that. But doing painting for me is joyful, but I'm not, especially as I've gotten older, I'm not afraid of my deeper dark side. So, I like to explore that. I think that's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all part of your
yeah, makeup.
thank you, your
Yeah,
makeup.
yeah.
Okay, and what about your education with painting? Do you have a degree in, do you have a master's or a,
Yes, I have a master's in painting. You were already talked about, I have a pretty extensive education, but my real education came after art school. I had a professor say to me, when you graduate, when you're done, you will throw away all these paintings that you've done, put them in the trash, because those were all exercises. Those were all your school exercises. He was trying to teach me non-attachment. So I saved very few of those early pieces, but I mean, my mother had a lot of my early stuff, my sisters and so forth, but and other people in the family. I'm glad that they like them, but they have other paintings as well.
so how has your work changed? I mean, that's sort of a vague question, but over these 40 years, I mean, would you say it's gotten more colorful or more intense or more psychological or I don't know, how would you
I
explain?
think all of that. I think all of the above, because that's why I've been doing it for my whole life. Why I have I have embraced it. I would be bored if I didn't get frustrated or challenge myself. I wouldn't be interested in doing this for as long as I've done it.
Yeah, makes
You
sense.
know, you can't just do what's safe. Like, everybody's going to buy this painting. Yeah. So, no, I'm not interested in that at all. Yeah.
Now, where can people see, are your paintings still at the French restaurant in Sherman Oaks?
Yeah. At Mistral.
At
Yeah.
Mistral,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to, who's listening, I'm going to give you Susan's website in a minute, but go to Mistral on Ventura Boulevard and you can see her paintings.
Yeah. Go have a drink or something. Have a good time.
Yeah, and it's a great restaurant.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out susanmanders.com. And Manders is spelled Manders. What kind of art do you own or show in your house, or do you only have your own work displayed?
We redid our house many years ago with the idea of using it as my own gallery. And so I show my work here to potential buyers or anyone that I've had big groups come in and want to talk to me about my art. And
Your
so
work, yeah.
yeah, my work. That was my goal, is to put it together for that purpose. My mother was a painter, so I have some of her things, but I don't really have other artists displaying the house for the reason I just said. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I want to talk about your work with the Olympics.
Hmm.
And I know that you were selected as the second woman ever Olympic artist.
Hmm.
When was that, and can you describe what that experience was like for you?
It was in 2004. Actually, I was at an art expo in New York, and someone came over to me, asked me if I would be interested in participating in something like that, but I, would have to apply and so forth. And I said I didn't know anything about it. I did learn quickly about it, and I submitted my work. And I actually did two different paintings, and they selected one. They said, you don't have to do paintings, just a drawing. They were really pretty much already sold on me, but that's what I think. That's why they approached me. Anyways, they chose one painting. It was called All Eyes on Me.
Where was that displayed?
The original painting itself wasn't displayed. What they did is they made limited editions and
Prince, yeah.
all prints that were sold at the Olympics.
So
That was
cool.
in Greece at the time, 2004.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I couldn't go, but I had a lot of press parties I had to go to and things like that before. So it was pretty exciting.
It's so exciting. Is the painting now?
The painting was auctioned at St. I wanted it to raise money for something that I
Worthwhile.
believed in.
Okay.
And there were many organizations that were interested, but I wound up picking St. John's Hospital. They auctioned it off and they got a great donation there for that. So that was exciting.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's called All Eyes on Me.
yeah.
Can people still get prints of that if they want, or
I don't know if there's any left. There was a guy that sold them, but
but it was
yeah,
20
I don't
years
think
ago.
they can buy them anymore. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
I know of.
Do you have a JPEG of it?
I probably do.
Okay, if you send it to me, listeners, it'll be on my blog. I'll do a
Okay,
blog post on Susan and her work. So just check that out. To back up a little bit, the whole Olympic experience is so amazing. I think that's just incredible. Congratulations on that.
thank you.
It's wonderful. What do you hope people will get from your paintings?
How I feel about that is that everybody can bring something of themselves to finish the painting. So, however, if someone responds to it positively, they just go, "Oh, I just love it. It just makes me feel happy. It makes me feel good, whatever." And I've had other people say, "Why are the faces blue?" Just, or I don't get it, because they like things that are more representational. Although the way I look at things, they look normal to me. The way I look at my figures, they look normal. Like, what do you mean they don't look real? To me, they are kind of,
They are.
my imaginary friends.
Your paintings are so bold and they're so beautiful. Do you usually work large scale or are you?
About the smallest I work is 36 by 48. That's small
Oh,
for me. But I like to work large scale, but not as large. Like I don't have the space in my smaller studio. 48 by 60 is a size I work with that I really
typical
like.
size, yeah.
Yeah.
4 feet by 5 feet.
hmm 48 by 48 is a favorite size for me also.
Okay,
I
so
like
that's large.
expansive paintings. I like it just feels like I move my whole body with something large, whereas something small, I just feel tighter. It
Right.
depends. It really depends on the mood and all that.
Okay.
So many variables.
Interesting. And what's your favorite aspect about being an artist?
It's this life. Being an artist is my life. I can't separate who I am from that is such a huge aspect of who I am.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
there a hard part about being an artist?
You have to put yourself out there. Sometimes that's hard. Usually artists, I mean, are pretty inward. We are good at expressing ourselves on a canvas. I happen to be a very social person.
Putting yourself out there is not that
That is
hard.
hard. Yeah. And I mean, I have a great support system around that because it's a lot of work. Doing a show, when you go to a gallery, go anywhere to see, even if you go out to a outdoor art show, people go through a lot of work to present their work, even if you don't like it. I have so much respect for anybody that does that because it's a lot of work.
Yes. I mean, not just creating the art, but the marketing
Most of
and
the work is not like when you do an exhibit, it's people think it's all glamour. That's what I say, but it's a lot of work. There's a lot of business details to attend to. There's a lot of prep for each painting for it to be hung.
right, right. And that's separate from the actual creating of the art.
Completely separate. That's a whole art form in itself, like people that are proficient at helping somebody set up a show.
For sure. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
takes a certain kind of proficiency, yeah.
If you were granted $1 million for an art project, what would you do?
Whatever I do, it never has anything to do with finances. If somebody gave me $1 million to do a painting,
That's a
or
lot
for
of,
a painting I already had, like if they felt they had to have it and to them it was worth that much. And it depends on what it is.
right?
Yeah, I mean, it would be it would be something to think about and to definitely consider. Right now, I don't know if you know, but there's so much stuff going on right now on the internet where people try to buy paintings, but they're scams. And so a
Right.
lot of artists have to be very careful of the scams.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of
People
that.
impersonate or they say that and they
Yeah.
get you to like go down all the rabbit
Oh, I
hole
know
and then
people that have gone to the bank and waited for their money to come in and never came in. And yeah, yeah,
terrible.
yeah. So sorry I didn't get that question really to be as fun as you wanted, but they just want to give me $1 million. Okay, I'm up for that.
I'm up for that too. Well, Susan, thank you so much for guesting today on the podcast. It was fantastic.
Oh, good.
Yes, listeners, please take a look at Susan's site to see her amazing paintings at www.susanmanders.com. And that's again, SUSANMANDERS. Also, be sure to follow her and ADI on Instagram. Susan's handle is at Susan_Manders, and then ours is at Art Dimensions. So before we sign off, is there anything else you'd like the listeners to know about you?
Well, if they're interested in looking at my work, they can contact me if they're interested in that.
Great.
I mean, they're always welcome.
But people should contact you through your website?
Yeah, they can contact me through my website. I'd rather through the website. It feels more protected than when people do that on Instagram. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, listeners, thank you for tuning in. Please tell your art loving friends and families about the show. And I wish everybody listening a very happy and healthy new year. And to Susan as well, and as always, happy creating.